Okay, so, good evening everyone. It's interesting being invited to do this talk, and actually, I know I'm starting with my hat on, but I'm actually going to take it off. Okay, yeah, that's right. And I'm going to actually do most of this talk with my hat off. Because when I was invited to do this, by Doug, I rang her up and said, okay, what do you want me to talk about? You know, do you want me to talk about my book? Do you want me to talk about certainty? Do you want me to talk about what I'm doing? Do you want me to talk about me as a coach? And actually all she said is no, I just want you to talk about you and your story. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I just want you to talk about you and your story, and how long do you need? And I was like, wow, how long do people normally speak about themselves for? And she goes, well, someone's done 20, 30, 40 minutes, would that be enough? And I was like, wow, okay, so for a change, I was really put into a new space where when I tell my story at my seminars, I know some of you have been to my seminars, and you've heard of them, some of you see my videos, it forms part of a journey towards the goal of the seminar, or the outcome of the seminar, whether it's a seminar about certainty, whether it's your right to be wrong. And I just was like, okay, so let's talk about myself for 40 minutes. I was like, wow, that's really interesting. Because, you know, the question is, well, where's the angle? What's the angle? What's the preparation? You know, what do you say about yourself? And I was speaking to actually my coach, and what was interesting, my coach said, I've got a challenge for you. I was like, what's that? He goes, I don't want you to prepare anything. And I was like, what? Because I want you to not prepare anything, I want you to talk from the heart. He goes, you can do it, I've seen you do it, do it. And then I spoke to someone else today who was meant to come, she couldn't come, she goes, I've got a challenge for you, Elliot. What's that? Don't prepare anything. I'm like, okay. So, I've been challenged, and when I get challenged, I rise to the occasion. So I have been through it and prepared as such, but what I haven't done this time is have my schedule and bullet points and what I want to get across, and really I'm just going to go from the heart. Alright, so talk with the heart, hats off, I even take the jacket off, I don't know, no more, count it. The thing is, you'll see that the video clip I'm going to show you does that all for me. I say no more. So also, and for the first time ever, I'm actually showing a video clip of my dancing. Yeah, so I have not ever shown this. Clearly it toured the UK, so people that saw it saw me dance, but actually today I'm going to show a clip. And after the conversations we've had, it's very interesting. I'll be interested to see your interpretation of it, and I'll say no more purposely about that. Till you watch it, then we can discuss it. I want to keep this informal, I do formality, so when you want to ask. If you want to add, that's fine. I guess I'll start at the beginning. I kind of had it all. I mean, it was amazing to go back to Nuria, because he pretty much is the guy that inspired me on this journey. Where I am today is pretty much because of Nuria. I became obsessed by him as a performer, as a dancer, not his life. Okay? Bathhouses, things like that is not my thing. And I'm happy to say that I am also straight. Alright? Just so you're aware. Which is very controversial as well in the world that's very gay, the dancing world that has a very perceived gayness to it. I'm not going to go down that angle today, but you can do that another time. What will come out, and we'll discuss things. So what's really fascinating is, I don't know how many of you read my sort of bio, a little bit about me, how many of you did that, you know, a little bit of my story, but that, yeah, that's fine. So, I lived in the UK from 0 to 6, so I was born in the UK, in Hampstead Royal Free, which always sounds really posh, but it's nothing but a public hospital. And then at 6, my parents, my mom, she felt very Zionistic, right, and she moved to Israel, or we moved to Israel, which is probably the most controversial country in the world. It's the country with the most conflict on the smallest land. It's, you know, Wales is bigger than Israel, just to give you in terms of scalability. It's got the greatest and the worst reputation at the same time. It's got the best and the worst image. It's subject to so much politics that it's unbelievable. So we moved there at the age of 6. My 0 to 6, I don't have a lot of memories from. I don't particularly remember a lot. I know it wasn't a particularly great childhood. You know, this isn't a violence thing. It's just a fact that he wasn't particularly happy. In fact, I remember a while ago getting given a tape from my cousin in Argentina. So my mum's Argentinian, my dad's English, right? And I was listening to a tape. I was 4. And she gave me this tape, and I was listening to me talking on it. And all I got was my subconscious conjuring up all these dark and lonely feelings. And generally that's something that's come with me throughout my life, is this loneliness, which I'll get into, and I've since worked on a lot, and I think it's driven me a lot to who I am today, and especially as a peak performer coach and an author, and do what I do is very much from a place of support. So I moved to Israel, and you're literally changing from what we see here in London, I lived in Hendon, to a land that's very fast-paced, very much, I don't have any time for anything, because time is very precious. They're aware that a bomb can go off at any second. That's very much the mentality of Israelis. And I love Israelis in many ways. I dislike Israelis in many ways. Okay? I do have an Israeli citizenship as well, and we'll go through that. So suddenly at the age of 6, I've gone from a class of 20 to a class of 40. A mentality that's very fast and aggressive. It's very violent within itself. So forget the wars going on, forget everything else that's going on. You know, every week a street's closed because of a bombing, right? Not only that, the biggest conflict is amongst Israelis. That's the biggest conflict. It's a country that's divided, and I don't want to get political today. I just want to pre-frame that. I don't represent a political mindset. This is about politics. This is sort of my story. So that's why it's important. So I don't want to get into political, who's wrong, who's right, blah, blah, blah. I will say this, the bullets don't discriminate, neither the bombs, and I come from that angle. But human life is valuable, whichever side of the fence you're on. Okay, so then you're growing up, fighting every day. You've got this inner conflict continuously, because that's the mindset of Israel. You know, so busy defending itself, and if you're a mindset that's always in defense, then you're always ready to attack. Right? Does everyone understand? Yeah? So, what you end up doing